Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We continue with our recitation from Gaudi Mahalla Panjama with the 108th passage in this rag. The recitation is as follows. Re man mere tu taako aahe jaake una kachu na hai. हरसा प्रीतम कर मन मीत प्राण आधार राखो सदचीत रहाओ रे मन मेरे तू ताको सेव आद पुरख अपरंपर देव तिस ऊपर मन कर तू आसा आद जुगाद जाका परवासा जाकी प्रीत सदा सुख होए नानक गावे gur mil soe. Profound implications for the way we look at reality in this short passage. The Guru begins by addressing the mind. Re man mere, tu taako aahe. Aahe, multiple connotations, but within our context, it means ardor, the glow of fire, or having fire for something, passion for something, yearning, if you will. We've used the word ardor, which includes being fervent, fervency. So the Guru says, E man mere tu taako aahe. Develop an ardor, be fervent, be passionate, taako, for that one consciousness. We will see in a moment why we presume that it is the one consciousness that is being referred to. So the Guru says, have motivation and have a passion for that state of oneness. Because that state is jaake una kachu nahe. That state is not wanting. It is not deficient in any way whatsoever. So what we are being called upon to do here is to try and reach for that perfected state of consciousness which admits of no shortcoming or defect. Be motivated. That state lacks nothing and is absolute. So in Gurbani, that state of consciousness is also called ik or eko, oneness, as in ek simar eko man aahi. Have passion for that oneness. So therefore, motivation, passion to achieve that goal of perfected awareness is a prerequisite. Look, if you don't have the passion for something, it's highly unlikely that you're going to put yourself through the trouble. So, examine yourself and see if you're indeed passionate for it. And in the Rahau that follows, Harsa Paritam Kar Man Meet Pran Adhar Rakho Sadchit Mansa Harsa Paritam, the beloved herself. Befriend the beloved herself and make it guide your mind. Make it the guide to your mind. And how do you do it? By practicing mindfulness. Rakho Sadchit. Because eventually, Pran Adhar, it is the support of life. Pran is a reference to the Jeev, synonymous, and also to breath, which means life. So the way to that perfected awareness, which we are being asked to cultivate, is through the Herself. And the Herself is the essence of life within. And mindfulness is the key to connecting with the self. So one might ask, rightfully or rightly, what is mindfulness in this context? So in this context, mindfulness is to practice what we might refer to in Punjabi as hazar nazarta da abhyas, or the practice of presencing. Presencing the self within requires a shift away from the way we ordinarily view reality. Our ordinary sense of consciousness looks out to reality and sees the whole as made up of different parts, objects and things, what have you. And the way we see it ordinarily is that these things together constitute the whole. And this whole then depends upon the efficient working of these things. But Gurmat tells us that is not how reality operates, because it is a living system. It is a living system that is self-creating, swayabhang, and self-organizing. So the universe is not like a machine. It is not merely an assemblage of its parts. It is continually growing, adapting, changing. It's never still. And Ik Oankar is dynamic and continually coming into existence. Sahib Mera Neet Nama. It comes into existence continually into a state of being through its creative potency, Shabad, and at the same time retains its integrity. It doesn't fall apart. So in such a system, we who constitute the parts are concrete manifestations of the whole. So the whole is contained within the parts. This is a holographic view of the universe where the parts reflect the whole. We are reflections of the whole. So the part, or us, we are the fields where the whole can be experienced. And this is what Gurbani is telling us. Experience the whole. But this awareness that we can experience, and do indeed experience in our natural state, has been stolen from us by conditioned thinking, ego, aaeh. And the trouble is that over time, we become addicted to the ego aaeh awareness of the world. We don't even know what it means to have a perfected awareness. And so for this, the Shabad Guru is the message, it is the tool and the method to experience this wholeness within us. So that is Hazar Nazarta. So the Guru continues by saying, Re man mere tu taako sev, Adapurkh aparampar dev. Listen, my mind, he says, serve that primal self, Adapurkh, which is the transcendent light. So the self within is a reflection of the primal being, and the very nature of this primal being is light, which is symbolic of immutable wisdom. So to serve immutable wisdom of the self simply means to be guided by it. It colors the way we see reality. This upar man kar tu asa, aad jugad jaka parvasa. Again, motivating the mind. Trust that self, the Guru says. This upar man kar tu asa. Pin your hopes. Pin your hopes on that self, because the self is Aad Jugadi Jaka Parvasa, is always present in the past, in the present, in the future. Aad Jugadi Jaka Parvasa, and humanity pins its hopes on it. It sustains its creation. So have that faith. This upar man kar tu asa. So you have to have faith. You have to understand the true nature of the self, which is immutable wisdom. And you have to practice. So there is a great deal of imagination and visualization that is involved in this experience. And that is something that we need to cultivate. And the Guru concludes by saying, Jaki preet sada sukh hoye, Nanak gave gur mil soy. Here again, here's the condition. Loving whom brings everlasting happiness. And here we have to contrast happiness from mere pleasure. The two are different. Pleasure leaves one with a feeling of want, with a feeling of lack after it's been experienced. Happiness is sada sukha hoy, is everlasting. And it is found, Nanak gave gur mil soy. Gur mil soy through Gur wisdom, through the Guru. And in Nanak here, the kaka has an anchor which suggests that the Guru is speaking as Nanak and saying Nanak gave. So says Nanak, and Nanak praises that one. In other words, Nanak practices presencing of the self. On that note, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.